Hello, everybody. the, I still have the Blob Pain Ghost here.
Yeah.
She...
It's really cool that she's joining us with friendship.
Yeah, you know what? Let's keep her here. But yeah, how's it going, everybody? Hope you're well. Welcome in, Summer. I need to find the shiny paws. Need to turn those on. Pain. Happy pain. Here they are. There's the shiny paws. Now let's set the timer for 20 minutes. Okay. Yeah, we're continuing case 3 today. Because it is trial time. I have no idea what to expect here.
Have you noticed?
Hmm?
Have you noticed how in this case the parts that aren't trial are tribulation?
I did notice that, yes. It is
Really
a
makes you
tribute.
think.
Really makes you think. Oh, I see. I guess I should have expected this. Nobody saw the other guy, huh? But he was there when I took the coffee over, sir. Scout's honor.
Maggie!
Ah, Detective Gumshoe!
Are you doing alright? How are you feeling?
As if you need to ask either question, sir.
Don't let him get you down, Maggie. And don't forget to eat well, okay?
Roger.
And you!
Yes?
You better square this case away. Got it, pal? Maggie's innocent, you hear? If you screw up, then I'll be doing some squaring away myself. Squaring away some paperwork for your arrest.
I think he's serious.
Hey, detective. You're on our side for once, right?
Yep.
So you'll be able to help Maggie out, right? Really? Can you, sir?
Of course. I've got the situation under control. I'm gonna be the first witness on the stand today. If something I say doesn't mesh with the facts, make sure you point it out, alright?
Sure.
Okay. We're forming a united front today, pal. You get me?
I can't tell you how grateful I am, sir. I've always admired you so much, detective. I know I can count on you. Looks like it should all go pretty smoothly today, huh?
I can only wish.
January 7th. Court time.
Court is now in session for the trial of Maggie Bird.
Court time.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
Bitter.
Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor?
What's wrong?
Nothing. It's just whenever I addressed you in the previous trial, your response was... You was talking to me? It was a little, well, intimidating.
No, that wasn't me. That was the phony Phoenix.
I see. So our trusty Phoenix Wright is back with us now, is he?
Our trustee?
So, Mr. Godot, your opening statement, please.
Mr. Wright, whether you're a fake or the real deal, we will find out soon enough through this trial today.
But I can already tell you, I'm the real Phoenix Wright.
I wasn't questioning whether you are Phoenix Wright or not. I was questioning whether you had studied law or not. That's what I intended to find out.
There's no denying it. Behind that mask is a man who really hates me for some reason or another.
As everyone is aware, the court has already given its verdict on this case once. Therefore, I won't stand for irrelevant testimony during this retrial. Nor will I stand for a simple repetition of the evidence presented in the last trial.
I'm not planning on repeating anything that phony me said. Trust me. Wish, thank you for the raid. They give you a shout out.
Hell yeah.
How was your stream? How did the remainder, well, or however far into Pokemon Lazarus you are, go? I hope it went well. You stopped right before the next gym? Gotcha. How much of Lazarus do you have left? I do want to play it. Yeah, people have requested Lazarus on the poll, so I do want to play it at some point. Yes, this is trial 1 of case 3, Scrags. That's it. That's where we're at right now. How much of Ace Attorney have you played, Scrags? Then I think everybody from the raid knows me at this point, so I'll skip
You all know.
Gonna hop for dinner, enjoy Ace Attorney. All right, thanks for the raid, Wish. Enjoy dinner.
Hell yeah. Have a good one. Or else.
Now then, Mr. Godot, please summon your first witness.
Let's start with the formalities, shall we? Name and occupation.
Witness, state your name for the court.
Sorry, sir. The name is Police Department Detective. Occupation, Dick Gumshoe.
That's actually Edgeworth's occupation, but... Other way around, detective.
You played half every game except Investigations 1, where you just did the first 2 cases? I see. One game you beat was Greatest Attorney 1? Gotcha.
Oh damn, you have got to play the... You've got to beat the Great Ace Attorney too. Like,
Yeah.
goddamn, man.
You know all the plot twists because you like watching the breakdown
Gotta
compilations.
seal that deal.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Anyway, I'm the officer in charge of this case since yesterday, sir.
Since yesterday?
Yeah, the guy who was on the initial investigation's tied up with another case now.
I hope Gumshoe's really got everything under control. For everyone's sake.
I see. So, Detective Gumshoe, would you outline for the court the basic facts of the case?
Yes, sir. The victim's name was Glenn Elm. He was a professional programmer. He was on the payroll of Blue Screens Inc., a local company.
I have to you're holding on because you know someone who will get very annoyed with how long it takes for you to play the game. Damn. I mean,
Oh no.
I mean, Ace Attorney's just... It's a huge thing, like, in general, right?
It's a slow burn.
Yeah. So
And
it's...
I've been replaying Investigations 1 to get through to Investigations 2 since I bought the double pack, and yeah, I've been going slowly, even though I beat Investigations before.
Time management isn't great? Ah, I see. It can make things a bit more difficult, yeah.
This is the victim's autopsy report.
The court accepts this into evidence.
Died of potassium cyanide poisoning, time of death between 1:30 and 2:30 p.m. Okay.
And here are the floor plans of the restaurant. When the incident took place, the victim was sitting right here.
Alright, enjoy your lurk, Scrags. Thank you for the good luck. Thanks for stopping in.
The poisoned coffee was brought over to him by the, by the waitress.
The waitress being the accused?
Yeah. The victim died from poisoning almost immediately after he took a sip of the coffee. At the time of the incident, there were 2 other people in the restaurant. Mr. John Armstrong, the owner and chef. And a regular by the name of Mr. Victor Kudo.
Still seems to be a very straightforward case to me.
But what if it wasn't, Your Honor?
What?
Consider the following.
Come, detective, take up this hammer. And nail the defendant's coffin shut with your own 2 hands.
Now then, Detective Gumshoe, let's have your testimony.
Yes, sir.
Okay, the incident.
When the incident took place, the victim was alone at his table, sir. You understand that the guide, Glenn L., was listening to the radio at the time. Traces of poison were found in his coffee cup. And what we found was potassium cyanide. That stuff really packs a punch. And, it looks like Miss Bird might have had, well, some kind of a motive.
Using the dark, aromatic depths of coffee to conceal the poison. Classy lady.
The facts of this case seem to be ironclad. Mr. Wright? I would ask you to begin your cross-examination, but... Yes? Please, no intimidation tricks this time around. Is that understood?
I already told you, that wasn't me! Okay. His table. Alright, let's press this one. Can I stop you for just a minute?
Huh? What is it? Did I say something that contradicts the evidence?
He's so desperate for that to be true, he's practically crying. Your testimony just now doesn't match the testimony given by Miss Bird. She claims that there was another man at the victim's table.
Yeah, that's what she said. And
What killer wouldn't say that when faced with a homicide conviction?
Hey!
Sadly, her testimony isn't supported by the owner or the other customer. Isn't that right, Detective Gumshoe?
Yeah, it's true. Their two testimonies tie up on that. They both said there was no other guy at the table.
What should I do? Should I press on this point a little harder or not?
Let's press here.
Well, maybe the other witnesses just missed him. Perhaps their view of the victim's table was obscured in some way.
That argument is as weak as the coffee at Trebian, Wright. I have here in my possession a ticket.
A ticket? Looks more like a photo to me.
Yes, a one-way ticket to Guiltyville. Population, the defendant. That was a pretty sick burn, right? This is a photograph taken from near the entrance to the kitchen.
Hate to admit it, but I gotta give it to him on that one.
This is the scene as witnessed by the chef, moments after the poisoning took place, correct? I think the court will agree that with such a clear view of the scene of the crime. How, Mr. Trite, could anyone have overlooked a second person at the table?
It certainly seems to show the victim's table extremely clearly.
Okay. Into the radio at the time. Okay.
He was listening to his radio, you say?
Yeah, he had a portable radio in his chest pocket. This is taking place in, 2020, by the way.
Maggie told us that too, didn't she? Something about how one of them had some sort of earpiece.
We do need to get on having those kinds of earpieces just hanging around. and not be that fucking Google Glass dog shit.
Yeah. Let's try pressing on this point. Let's see.
And what was it that the victim was listening to on the radio, Detective Gumshoe?
Huh? How should I know? I wasn't there.
Thanks a lot. Now one step closer to the middle of nowhere.
This isn't going very well, is it?
Detective, would you perhaps tell us about the poison and how it was used?
Yes, it was used to kill the victim, Your Honor.
Thank you, Detective Gumshoe.
Traces of poison were found in the cup. Alright, let's press here.
So, traces of the poison were found in the coffee cup and nowhere else?
Not sure I get you, pal.
Was the poison a liquid? Or was it a powder?
If I had to put it in layman's terms, I'd say it was a powdery substance.
So the poison could have been in anything that was on the table. Sugar, salt, pepper.
Huh. Do you put salt and pepper in your coffee, Trite? You piece of shit?
The victim took his coffee black, with no sugar.
Ugh.
It seems that the poison could only have been in the coffee.
I think we just... If nothing else, we get to see more dialogue if we press.
Yeah.
Are you absolutely certain that the victim even drank any of his coffee?
Huh? What do you mean?
According to this file, the poison was found in the victim's coffee cup. But what proof is there that the victim ever drank any of it?
Oh, hey, you're right. That's what I was...
In case you were wondering, that last objection was for the detective there.
Huh? For me? Oh, hey, you're right.
You may be fooling the court, but I'm not falling for it. If you have the time to waste, you have the time to present that piece of evidence.
That piece, sir?
Yes, that piece.
Okay, timer is done, so we will unshiny now. Okay. Back to unshiny.
What piece was it again?
This!
Should I be grateful this coffee is only hot enough to give me first-degree burns?
Godo is really just the kind of guy who's like, but do you have do you have anything to counter this evidence? And he just slaps his cock and balls on the bench.
Uh,
Now I remember. This is the, victim's coffee cup.
Yes, the victim's cup. Take a good look at the rim.
Oh yes, it's unmistakable. There's clearly a coffee stain on it.
Conclusive proof that the victim did drink the poisoned coffee that was in this cup. The victim gulped down the bitter death that the waitress brought to him. Like this!
Ugh.
Wait, let me...
Like, oh!
Ugh.
For the record, the only prints on the cup were the victims and the defendants.
Okay.
Upon further investigation of this cup, we found a certain chemical substance. And what we found was potassium cyanide. That stuff really packs a punch.
Let's hear.
Potassium cyanide? I've heard of that chemical before.
Yeah.
Exactly how strong is this poison, Detective Gumshoe?
I hear that there's cyanide in apple seeds, so I'm pretty sure that potassium cyanide comes from banana seeds. That stuff's lethal. Eat too much in your history.
How much is too much?
A lethal dose is 0.2 grams. That's about enough to finish anyone off.
0.2 grams? How much is that?
How much is that in freedom units?
You know when you swab your ears for earwax? Yeah, about that much.
Earwax, huh? Sounds like something Gumshoe's got an abundance of.
Such a small quantity of poison could have been concealed anywhere.
Motive. Okay, what's the motive?
Some kind of a motive?
Yeah, but if you ask me, it's been blown way out of proportion.
You know what my golden rule is, detective? Chuck out a bad cup of coffee. You can always get another.
Huh? I don't get it.
I'm saying we can always get another witness on the stand if we have to chuck you out. So stick to the facts, detective. Now then, what was Miss Bird's motive?
Come on, Gumshoe.
They said she wanted to steal a lottery ticket.
I knew it. That's what we heard yesterday, too.
It disappeared from the scene of the crime.
And it wasn't just any lottery ticket. It was a winning ticket for $500,000.
Mr. Armstrong knew about the ticket too, didn't he? But he stole the wrong one.
Then, is it possible Maggie stole the winning one?
We'll press here.
Wait a minute! The mere fact that the lottery ticket disappeared in no way implicates my client.
I have here in my hand the very ticket in question.
That's the $500,000 lottery ticket?
One of the female police officers found it when she was conducting a search of the defendant.
What?
Order! Order!
She's quite a lucky bird, our little waitress.
You will submit that ticket as evidence to the court, immediately.
Better keep an eye on that ticket. The way the judge's voice is quivering.
Okay.
This ticket was presented to the court in the previous trial, too. But it feels heavier now, somehow. $500,000, you say?
It's just a scrap of paper. What matters is where it was found, Your Honor.
That's on Maggie's person, unfortunately.
That's enough. Facts of this case seem overwhelmingly clear to me. The defendant had ample opportunity to commit the crime of which she is charged. Furthermore, it seems beyond reasonable doubt that she did indeed commit this crime.
I like an old man who knows the score.
There is also the matter of the $500,000 lottery ticket. That alone provides a very credible motive. I mean, for that sum of money, even I might be tempted to bend the rules.
I don't mind an old man who is weak to the siren call of money.
Not good, Nick. The evidence against Maggie is starting to pile up fast.
Yeah, that's because the court has ruled guilty once already.
I'd say it's about time to wrap up this repeat performance. With one final, decisive piece of evidence.
He's got more evidence against Maggie?
This is the apron the delightful Miss Bird was wearing at the time.
Wow. That's not the cleanest apron I've seen.
That stain looks like... It can't be blood, can it?
It seems the star of our play was a little flustered. And somehow spilled coffee on herself.
Coffee? That's not exactly the first thing that caught my eye.
Of course, the coffee stain isn't the most interesting thing about this apron. No, there's something else that stands out even more.
Something else? I presume you mean...
Of course. I'm referring to the pocket.
The pocket?
A search carried out right after the incident uncovered this. Potassium cyanide. The very poison used by the killer was in her apron pocket.
Bottle of poison in Maggie's pocket?
Yeah. And Maggie's prints were the only ones on it.
What?
Order! 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 The court will accept these items into evidence. There's something still bothering me, Mr. Godot. Why have you not explained the bloodstain to the court?
Bloodstain? What bloodstain would that be?
But don't play games, prosecutor! The blood-colored stain that's smeared all over the apron.
That's ridiculous. No one told me anything about a bloodstain.
You don't need to be told, just look at it.
Well, Detective? Could this stain really be blood?
No way, sir. That's... It's just ketchup, sir.
Ketchup?
She must have gotten some on her apron while taking someone their breakfast that day.
You could have spoken up a little sooner, Detective Gumshoe.
Pull a stunt like that again and I'll have you drink 17 cups of ketchup, witness.
I thought everyone knew what it was already.
I haven't seen anything yet to make me doubt the last ruling I made on this case. Motive, the opportunity, and the supporting evidence. They have all been clearly established.
Well, Trite. It seems you really are a phony after all.
You really know how to drive a man nuts.
Witness, please continue with your testimony. Describe for the court the crime scene and the findings of your investigation there.
The crime was reported at 2:25 p.m. by a kinda scary old man, sir. Poor Maggie had passed out from the shock. It must have been real tough for her. The victim didn't have any identification on him. But we figured out who he was pretty quick, and then the investigation went smoothly. When Maggie was searched, we found the lottery ticket and the bottle of poison. And that was it. There was nothing else missing from the crime scene.
You identified the victim and secured your prime suspect. Very good.
Last chance to convince the court you're a real lawyer, Trite. Don't count on any more cross-examinations after this one. So, let the fun begin.
Okay. Let's see. 2:25 p.m. Let's press here.
Yeah, it's kind of wild that this is the last cross-examination. It's actually a pretty short case.
Damn.
Scary old man, Detective Gumshoe?
There's an old man who was a regular at the restaurant where the incident happened.
Ah, we're obviously talking about the same old man.
Officers were dispatched right after the report came in, but the old guy still made a fuss. What took you so long? Then he hurled abuse at them. And seeds.
Seeds.
Huh. It was nothing. I caught each one with my teeth.
I guess not even the mighty Godot can avoid being attacked by that guy.
The old man was the only other customer in the place at the time. He took his time finding a payphone, apparently, so he was late reporting the crime.
Not from the shock. That's here.
How long was the defendant unconscious for?
The officers got to the crime scene around 2:40. Maggie was still out cold in the kitchen at that time. It took another 10 minutes or so before she came to. I would have liked to have been on the scene myself.
Bet you would have liked to have carried out the search, too.
That is fucking uncalled for, Mr. Wright.
Well, listen, I'm not wrong, am I?
You keep talking like that, and we're gonna have another trial for murder going on right here.
Alright.
I would have loved to see Maggie asleep like that, well, pretty and peaceful.
You're a professional detective, Gumshoe, not a professional bird watcher.
Save the romantics for your own time, detective. All we need to know about is the investigation.
Oops, I guess I'm pretty red right now, aren't I?
No identification.
He didn't have any? Are you saying that it was stolen, then?
No, I don't think so. The victim didn't have a driver's license or even a credit card on him, pal. All he had was 58 cents in his wallet.
58 cents?
Yeah, that's like a whole week. That's like a whole week of dinner. Yeah, I can't believe I found someone with less in their wallet than me, pal.
The victim sounds like he was a thoroughly miserable young man.
Or some kind of outlaw. Why not give him a bit of an edge?
I think I'm onto something here.
It's pretty quick. Okay.
Wait a sec.
Did I say something dumb again?
Let me paraphrase what you just testified to this court. The victim didn't have any form of ID on him. That's basically what you said, yes?
Yeah, basically.
In that case, how were you able to identify the victim so quickly?
Well, you see, we found his wallet on the next table. Oh, that.
He's so let down, he's got the whole sagging shoulders and puppy eyes thing going.
There was a prescription bag on the victim's table, along with the lottery ticket.
It seems Mr. Glenn L. visited his doctor before he went to trade yen.
We got the victim's name from the medical records of the doc who prescribed the meds.
That's a reliable enough source for the court.
What should I do? Should I leave this alone or ask to hear more?
I'm curious why why wasn't the prescription bag part of the evidence? That's pretty important.
We're not even going to find out if he had good coverage. Let's see what kind of coverage Blue Screens Inc. offers.
So, what sort of medicine was in the bag?
Well, actually, the bag we found was empty.
Huh?
Yeah, completely empty.
It was completely empty?
Huh. You are entering an empty paper bag as evidence. Desperate, are you, trite? Now, what happened with the investigation after that, detective?
Should we... Are we able to ask about the coverage? Let's see.
I hope so. Let's see. Clearly very important.
Prescription bag. Okay. Oh,
Alas.
egg. Alright, let's press this next statement then.
Remains a mystery for the ages.
Dang.
But the defendant had been passed out for a while, correct? In that case, isn't it possible someone planted the evidence in Maggie's pocket?
Hey, yeah, you nailed it, pal. It happens to me all the time. We had a department party the other day, and when I got home, I was wearing the boss's shoes.
Keep up this crazy testimony, detective, and those shoes will end up down your throat.
Sorry.
So, trite. Someone planted the evidence in Maggie's pocket? That's a pretty bold statement. Care to back it up with some evidence?
My evidence is that I made it the fuck up.
It came to me in a dream, Your Honor.
Well, I'd love to if I had any.
It appears you have no evidence to support your theory, Mr. Wright. Continue with your testimony, witness.
Nothing else missing.
So the $500,000 lottery ticket and the bottle of poison were accounted for.
Yeah.
Interesting. It's true that those two items are accounted for. But wasn't there another lottery ticket that was stolen that day?
Oh, yeah. The one the restaurant owner took. He won a whole dollar with it. What a lucky guy, huh?
They're just going to let him get away with it?
It was just $1, detective.
Guess no one cares when it's that little. Except for Gumshoe.
If I don't find a hole in this testimony, the judge is going to hand down his verdict.
Gumshoe isn't giving us anything to work with. We can't find any contradictions if he doesn't give us something.
Yeah, that's true. But Maggie and Gumshoe are like Dumb and Dumber. Our only hope is that they were so dumb they missed something obvious.
Come on, Gumshoe. Be the dumbest you've ever been. Alright, let's see. I think this is the one where Phoenix said he was onto something. No driver's license or credit card. 58 cents. Okay. So what do we have? Let's take a look at our evidence. Doodles and victim's handwriting. So let's look at this. Okay. Okay. Left by victim, doodle is in victim's handwriting. Prevention vitamin square. Okay. Cyanide poisoning. Blueprints of the crime scene. Okay. Photo of the scene taken from near the kitchen. Okay. Coffee cup, lottery ticket. Apron. Calcium cyanide prescription bag. Okay. I'm thinking... Could the sports paper... Let me just review this one. Let's review this statement. No driver's license or credit card. Okay. Really miserable young man. Some kind of outlaw. Okay. So... my immediate thought is to present the... I don't know how relevant the sports paper is here, though. But maybe?
What statement is this on?
The no identification.
I mean, would anything on the paper identify him?
Suppose not. Although... they didn't account for... Let's go back to the last one. Nothing else missing from the crime scene. But it seems like they didn't account for this. Like this sports paper was not mentioned at all in this.
I mean, it was overlooked, but like it was still, it was still there.
Suppose so. Let's see. So I guess it's not quite, maybe? Is that grounds to say it's missing, I guess, is the thought process I'm going for here. I mean, it is this statement where he says he's onto something. Lottery ticket, bottle of poison. What are we missing here? What are we missing? Let's see. It's an empty bag, okay. I'm not... I think... I'll take one small hint here.
So it is the final statement that you'll be presenting on.
Okay. So, what could they have forgotten about? If it's not the... If it's not the sports paper, then what else? I mean, it... I don't know, I'm still leaning towards the sports paper. I don't really see anything else that could be relevant here. Yeah. This is all stuff that all of this is stuff we've been presented with already, so... Yeah, I feel like... The sports paper seems like the only relevant thing to present here. So... I'll... Yeah, I'll go ahead and try presenting this. See what happens.
Your Honor, what do you think about the witness's statement?
I'm not sure I follow you.
Clearly, contradicts the, I thought...
You don't sound very sure, Mr. Wright. Objection denied.
Don't think that won me any points as a judge.
Okay, so we need to present something else then.
Yeah.
What else could it have been? Let's see. It's not the... Plans, support... Is it... Is it physical evidence, or is it a... Is it a someone who was missing, or what? That's what
You
I'm
don't
sorry.
necessarily have what was missing in your inventory.
Okay.
The item itself, I mean.
I see. So... But we can still present it.
You can present something indicating that something is missing.
Okay. Like the empty prescription bag. Yeah, cause like, why was it empty?
Where the hell did he put his goddamn meds?
Yeah. Where is it?
Detective Gumshoe, I think I should point something out to you. There is just one small contradiction in your testimony.
Yes, hell fucking yes. Oh, finally. Finally. I'm getting all anxious just waiting, so hurry up, will ya?
You testified that nothing else was missing from the crime scene. However, the prescription bag you mentioned was empty. Did the officers recover the medicine from the scene of the crime later?
No, they didn't.
The victim was given a prescription right before going to Très Bien. Where then did the medicine disappear to?
You're too cool, pal!
Indeed. Due consideration wasn't given to the victim's prescription in the previous trial. Witness, why do you always overlook such vital pieces of evidence?
I guess that's the most careless thing I've done so far, huh?
The victim was killed by poison, and the victim's medicine mysteriously disappeared. The victim's own prescription could have been the lethal poison itself.
Holy shit, you're right.
Order! Order! Well, Mr. Godot, what do you have to say to that?
That's all.
What?
Read for the court the name of the clinic on the prescription bag, if you will.
What's the clinic's name got to do with anything? New ear otolaryngological clinic? Otolaryngological? Otolaryngological. Otolaryngological?
Just what kind of illness was the victim suffering from, Mr. Godot?
Hardly an illness, Your Honor. More like a bitter war wound, you could say.
A war wound?
He was shot in the leg. The day before the incident, Mr. Elg found himself in a fight. He took a blow to the side of the head and ruptured his eardrum.
He ruptured his eardrum? Then what on earth was the prescription he was given?
It was a cream that was to be applied topically inside his ear canal, not to be ingested.
What?
It's mentioned in the autopsy report, if you read the fine print. They found traces of the medicine in the victim's left ear.
Yes, here it is. In very, very fine print.
It seems Mr. Elg correctly applied some of his medication while he was at Trebienne. Therefore, it would be absurd to believe that he would have eaten his medication.
It seems that this medication is irrelevant to the case after all.
No. Heck. If you don't think of something quick, it'll all be over.
She's right. I can't get away with any old, weak objection. What should I do?
It's going to cost us if we choose wrong. But I feel like Phoenix would have to say something, right?
You gotta say something. What are you gonna do? Not say something?
Yeah.
You absolute fool. Just gonna give up? You're gonna give up just because you have no evidence? What kind of coward shit is that?
The real Phoenix Wright would never.
Only moments ago, Mr. Godot made the following statement. It seems Mr. L correctly applied some of his medication while he was at Trebienne. If that's the case, then why was the medication not found at the scene of the crime?
But the medication in question was for topical use inside the ear canal.
That doesn't change the fact that it could not be found at the crime scene. However insignificant it may seem, it's a lawyer's duty to pursue the truth.
You know as well as I do that the medication is irrelevant. It hardly seems likely that a prescription drug would contain potassium cyanide.
It hardly seems likely that the coffee the waitress served would contain it either. But it did. The possibility is undeniable.
Ugh.
That's enough. Mr. Godot, is the detective the only witness the prosecution wishes to call? Mr. Godot?
I've got my own witness I'd like to call, sir. It's me. I'd like to testify in Maggie's defense. It's the old man who was there in the restaurant on the day of the murder.
Victor Kudo? The pigeon hater?
Very well. Matter of disappearing medication seems little more than trivial at best. However, it wasn't explored at all in the previous trial. That is something that bothers me.
Yay! Good job, Nick.
The court will adjourn for a 10-minute recess, after which we will hear the prosecution's next witness.
I suppose this means I'll just have to finish you off in my last 6 cups.
Court is adjourned for recess.
Yeah. That was close.
Tell me about it. Nearly died in there.
That's my line, sir. No, it's my line. I think I really did die a little bit. Looks like we all nearly died in there. I can't believe Detective Gumshoe. How could he betray us like that? Huh? He said he'd help me. But he totally set me up.
I don't think he meant to do that, Maggie. He was backed into a corner.
I mean, very stupid, Maggie.
I mean, the guy's got to do his job, right?
It's okay. I know all about lies and betrayal. I've had them my whole life. But it really hurt this time. Felt like someone punched me hard in the stomach. Hate that guy. I don't ever want to see him again.
Just somewhere outside the courtroom, Gumshoe just collapses against the wall, clutching his chest.
Poor Gumshoe.
So the next witness is going to be that old guy from the park, right?
Yeah, Mr. Kudo. Lover of waitress outfits and projectile seeds.
I bet he's going to be really stubborn. I mean, he's pretty set in his ways, you know? He's a big old grouch. Are you going to be able to handle him, Nick?
Yeah, I can take whatever he throws at me. Even those never-ending bird seeds. Let's see. 7, 11, 15. Okay. So... I feel like I can kind of see what will happen here. Right? Right? Like, we're probably going to see Mia again. I don't know, maybe... We'll see what happens, right?
Mia, we're going to need you to boop the witness.
Right. Right in the big red nose.
Court will now reconvene for the trial of Maggie Bird. Mr. Godot, your next witness, please.
Prosecution calls the lucky old-timer who caught the show over a cup of coffee. Will the witness please take the stand? Name and occupation, if you don't mind.
The name is Victor Kudo, born and bred in the land of the rising sun. Honor and duty are what make me. Mind you, I can be quite emotional at times, too.
We don't need to hear about that, Mr. Kudo. Just tell the court your occupation.
My occupation. Ha! Listen, young'un, how much call do you think there is for kimono embroidery here?
Oh no, embroidery?
That's what I do, or did, back in Japan. I embroidered family crests on kimonos. My ancestors were embroidering kimonos before this country even existed.
Wow, a real craftsman. You're a dying breed. Hey, maybe he could embroider my costume sometime.
Anyway, like I said, there's not much demand for that kind of thing here. Even though all of Japan's culture has actually taken up San Francisco here. So I had to take a job working the cash register in a burger joint, pretending to smile.
Yeah.
That burger joint would have been better off putting him in the kitchen.
Now then, witness. Were you there? Were you in the restaurant at the time of the incident?
Oh yes, I was eating some seeds over a cup of Javachino.
Seeds?
What do you think these are, huh?
I see.
So you saw everything that happened, Gramps.
Did I? Oh yes I did, I saw it all.
Then please tell the court. We're all ears.
Sure. I'll tell you. I'll tell you every last detail.
He's really getting into this.
I love those crime shows, and I can't wait to be in this one. The young man was reading the sports paper. The servant girl brought him a Javachino, but she put something in it. The man took one sip of it, looked like he was in terrible pain, and then collapsed. That's the servant girl, right there in the defendant's chair. I remember her well.
Mr. Kudo, she is not a serving girl. Please refer to her as a waitress.
You're as bad as the rest of them. All these newfangled words. What's wrong with old-fashioned ones, huh?
Newfangled?
All this talk of radios and glasses. It's wireless and spectacles, I tell you.
Excuse me.
Listen to me, everyone. Don't forget the old values. Don't let the good old days slip away.
Well, I think it's time to begin the cross-examination, Mr. Wright.
It's truly incredible that we found a man older than the judge.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Rest this first statement. The sports paper, okay.
The sports ball paper.
So, you saw the victim then? You saw Mr. Glenn Elg?
I wanted to know if Guts and Brawn retained his championship or not.
So he was looking at the sports paper the victim was reading, huh? And at the location in question, there are partitions between tables on the same side of the restaurant, right?
So what if there are?
If you say that you could see the victim, that means you were sitting at a table on the other side of the restaurant, correct?
I go to that place to drink Javachino. I don't go to sit. I don't remember which table I was sitting at.
And you go there to eye the waitress.
Something in it, okay.
Mr. Kudo, that is a very grave accusation. Are you sure about what you saw?
Victor Kudo never makes mistakes. I dot every T and cross every I.
That's... other way around.
Or maybe these fuckers should have a writing system that makes sense, like Kana.
Welcome in, Wolfie, hope you're well.
Hello.
I hope that The Sims was good regardless. At some point I gotta play that.
I see.
My eyesight's fine. The doctor said I only need spectacles for reading and driving.
Bet his eyes are only really fine when he's scoping out a waitress.
And I saw what the servant girl put into the Javachino as well.
I bet I know what's coming up, and something tells me I'm not gonna like it.
I'll press here.
Your Honor, we need more clarification on what was put into the victim's coffee. I'd like to ask that the witness add what he knows about this to his testimony.
I agree. Witness, will you enlighten us, please?
Sure. There's no question about it. She very conspicuously put some white powder in there.
Did she really put that into the coffee?
me, boy? She took some out of a small brown bottle and sprinkled it in.
Couldn't she have been adding sugar?
Sugar? In a small brown bottle like that?
Like that? Witness, could you please describe the bottle in more concrete terms?
A bottle like this, perhaps?
Oh, there it is. That's the one.
That's the bottle of potassium cyanide, I presume?
So what did the accused put into the coffee? I think it's clear, don't you?
And the collapsed. What's this?
He took just one sip?
You young'uns, you waste everything. Can't even drink all your poisoned coffee. Those Javachinos cost $8. In the good old days, we would have drank every last drop, eaten the cup, and then died.
Congratulations. You have earned the title of battiest man to grace a courtroom.
So it was an immediate death. Well, with potassium cyanide, I suppose that is possible.
Oh yes, he slumped over without so much as a twitch. I felt the Javachino I just drank turn sour in my stomach.
Oh yes, I know that feeling.
And the waitress? I presume she is...
That's the servant girl, right there in the defendant's chair. I remember her well.
You said, I remember her well, in reference to the waitress. Did she have any particular features you can identify her by?
Particular features. It's a disgrace, that's what it is. I saw more than enough of her particular features.
Sorry?
You can see all the way up to her. You know. She's practically naked in that uniform.
So the particular feature you recognize about the waitress is her outfit? But anyone could wear just such a uniform, even me!
Mr. Wright, please spare the court of any further mental anguish from that image.
And if you're going to, at least say like gumshoe or something.
Yeah. And one thing I will add. Coward.
Don't get all
Don't get all
excited.
excited, Nick. Don't get all excited, Nick. We can get you an apron on the way home.
Don't get all excited, Nick. You've got to keep yourself together.
I guess I got a bit carried away.
There are other things I recognize about her, too.
He seems pretty sure of himself. What should I do?
We'll press here.
Sure, you saw a waitress take the coffee over to the victim. But what matters is whether that waitress was Maggie Bird or not.
Oh shit, please, yes.
Quite right. Mr. Kudo, these other features that you recognize about the defendant, I would ask you to add them to your testimony.
Sure. There was a ribbon in her hair, and her apron straps were loose.
I do seem to remember several details about her appearance. What about the most crucial detail of all? Her face.
Yeah, I think she had one of those, too. Ha! As if I wouldn't remember that.
Also, yes, I have hydrated. That's the last of this bottle.
It was a while ago, I think, so yeah.
The witness noticed the straps on the accused's apron. He's unlikely to make a mistake about her face.
That's right. I can even tell you the color of the ribbon in her hair. It was red. It was a carmine vermilion, shade number 812.
So you see, there's nothing wrong with the witness's eyesight.
There's no doubt that he remembers the waitress pretty well. What should I do? I get the feeling there's something more to this somehow.
Ask about the straps? Ask about the straps. Yeah.
Mr. Kudo, you seem especially interested in straps. Why is that?
See, I found myself at a leather bar in Vietnam back in '88. What?
The ribbon in her hair, the straps on her apron? What's the fascination?
Fascination!
People have all kinds of fetishes, Trite. We don't need to embarrass the witness. We don't kink shame in this courtroom, Mr. Trite.
Listen, you young upstarts, I haven't got some sex-strapped fetish.
Is there any relevance to the witness's unusual love of straps, Mr. Wright?
I was just curious as to why he was so fixated on the waitress's straps.
I said I haven't got a strap fetish. How many times do I have to repeat myself?
Actual lines in this very serious courtroom drama. I did not remember this line of questioning at all, and oh my god.
I fucking love this game.
Yeah.
Very well. Continue with your testimony, Mr. Kudo, and make it strapless.
Do you think old CD really saw Maggie do it?
Well, he probably had his eye on the waitress the whole time. That's why he was there.
But he was there for the cute outfits, right? Not the waitress.
I guess. She makes a good point, though.
Hey, did I just say something clever?
I wonder if the waitress Mr. Kudo saw really was Maggie.
That's what we have to figure out, Nick.
Okay, so I can already see one contradiction here. Well, yeah, right here. Didn't even finish the coffee.
And that was pretty disgraceful of him.
Yeah. I don't know, that looks pretty empty to me.
So I don't know if it's just like an oversight in the art, or if it's like supposed to be that it's like half full or something, but it's not necessarily empty.
I see.
It could have been better. It could have been clearer, but it's not clear.
Okay. Yeah, I suppose so. So then... So... Hold on a second. So the ribbon, yeah, okay. I know there was something else we could have asked. Let's try pressing this again, see if we can. Teacher says back. Yeah, we'll ask here. Let's ask this.
The identifying features you described are all things you would see from the back.
So what?
Is it possible that you never saw the waitress from the front at all?
He's got you there, Gramps.
People normally talk about facial features when they're asked to describe someone. But this witness's testimony is nothing but straps and ribbons.
I do not have a fetish, Mr. Wright. This is harassment. I tell you I'm not obsessed with straps or ribbons. Those are not on my F list. I'm just telling you what I saw.
Mr. Kudo, court requests that you add details about any identifying features. Features you observed from the front, that is, to your testimony.
Sure.
This old man's testimony's getting longer and longer.
I can find a hole in it soon, it'll get even longer, I bet.
There wasn't anything that caught my interest about her when I saw her from the front.
Okay.
You didn't find anything to be distinct, but you did clearly see the witness's face, yes?
No question about it. I didn't come this far to back down now. Victor Kudo never backs down.
That's not the answer I was looking for, but okay.
This has turned into a matter of pride for old CD now, I guess.
Please don't call him that, Maya.
If he really did see Maggie's face or not. If he really did see Maggie's face or not.
Like I thought, we need some concrete proof of this. Proof that the old guy didn't see the waitress clearly from the front.
And I think we have something. Let's go back to the last statement, and... yeah, nothing. Nothing at all, huh? Yeah.
Mr. Kudo, would like you to please take a look at this.
That filthy thing would suit filth like you just perfectly. Actually, it reminds me of what my grandson looks like just after he's done eating.
Have you ever seen this before?
Of course I haven't. Do you think I'd forget something as dirty as that? Huh? Well, you half-witted clot! What? What is it? Ever since I said you half-witted clot, there's been an eerie silence in here.
Mr. Kudo, this apron is the apron worn by the defendant on the day of the poisoning.
Ugh.
And as you just said yourself, you wouldn't forget something like this. Which means, if you had really seen this apron before... Yes, you know what I'm getting at. You couldn't have possibly seen the waitress from the front.
Oops.
Witness, you can't just oops your way out of this.
Well, well. Looks like we finally have a genuine trial on our hands. Listen, Trite, here are the facts. On the day of the incident, there was only one waitress in the restaurant.
So thank you for the head pats.
That being the defendant, Miss Maggie Bird?
Exactly. And when that one waitress put the poison into the coffee cup, this old guy was watching.
So thank you for giving Benjamin head pats also.
I hope you understand the gravity of the situation, Mr. Kudo. The fate of the defendant may rest on what you say you remember seeing.
Just tell the court exactly what you saw, Gramps.
You can rely on me, Captain. My noggin's in perfect working order. I can't remember a single occasion when I forgot what burger a customer wanted.
Can't remember? Probably more like he messed up so many times he's blocking it out.
That is character assassination.
So don't rely on you. Also, yeah. Also, Saffron Ali is here.
Hi, sweetie. Mwah.
Very well. Let's test just how good your memory and attention to detail is, Mr. Kudo. Tell us what you remember about the victim.
Yeah, hope you're doing well, Ali. Welcome in.
He was another of those pesky young types, wearing a broken pair of spectacles. He had a newspaper in his right hand, and the noisy brat kept rustling its pages. The young man was listening to the wireless. I remember that well. Then the servant girl in question brought over the Javachino. The little fidget picked up the cup with his free hand and took a sip.
I'm doing all right. It's a bit hot in my room, but I'm getting through it.
Mr. Kudo, it's not pronounced fidget, and you can't call people that.
Testimony we have just heard was to test how credible the witness's memory is. Seems to me that he remembers the victim in a great deal of detail.
Yes, I hate those you-know-what types who are so vague about everything.
You cannot keep saying that.
They're, you know. I know what they are.
Thank you.
How are we going to handle this, Nick?
Only need to do one thing. Just need to prove that the old man's memory is shot.
Just trip him up, you mean? Isn't that kind of cruel?
I suppose. But that's what I do best.
Alright. Let's press this first statement.
Gaslighting old men is what I do best.
I mean, it worked on Von Karma, didn't it?
It's okay, Maya. He's, you know. Let's press this.
Spectacles?
All glasses to you. One of the lenses was green, but the other was broken. Newfangled rubbish. That's why I remember him so well.
Did have some kind of lens over his left eye. I wouldn't have called it a pair of glasses.
seems to have been wearing some rather modern-looking shades. Perhaps I should take to wearing some and rival Mr. Godot's sharp appearance.
We better come up with something sharp and quick.
Guess I'll wait and see if I should challenge him about the spectacles.
Okay, well, take that as a sign to come back to that later. Let's press this one.
The newspaper was a sports paper, was it?
That young hooligan. I nearly asked him, can't you even read without fidgeting, huh? How was I supposed to be able to read the back page with all that rustling going on? I needed to find out if Guts and Brawn retained his championship title.
It was his paper, not yours. You wanted to know so bad, why didn't you buy your own?
What are you looking at me like that, huh? How dare you, Judge?
Ow! Ow!
Guts and Braun got beaten yesterday, by the way.
No!
Yeah. Anyway. Wireless. Okay, that's that.
The wireless?
A decadent young rascal. In my day, it was one or the other. Read the paper or listen to the wireless.
Oh boy.
And using an earpiece. It's selfish, that's what it is. I was straining my ears, but I couldn't catch any of it.
Was he that desperate to listen to the radio?
What are you looking at me like that for, hmm? How dare you feel sorry for me?
Ow!
Go for the job at Chino. Okay.
You mean the waitress you only saw from behind, right?
You are one of those, are you? You never let anything go, isn't that right?
Maybe.
What does it matter if I saw her from the front or from behind? My eyes don't lie.
Ow! I better not push until I got some hard evidence.
Again, good sip. Okay. This last one.
His free hand?
Yes.
Which hand was that?
Weren't you listening before, you cloth ears? I said he was rustling the newspaper with his right hand, didn't I? If his free hand wasn't his right hand, then which hand was it, you moron?
Ow!
Perhaps the great Mr. Trite has 3 hands.
Eesh, I was only asking. No need to gang up on me and treat me like a freak. The whole point of this cross-examination is to establish just one thing. This old guy's memory has more holes than a slice of Swiss.
We just need to find a contradiction in his testimony somewhere, huh?
Anything will do. Even the smallest detail. Just need one mistake and he's ours.
Okay, so... Broken pair of spectacles. Alright, so... Pages, listen to the wireless. Gino, okay. So... Let's see, what does he not remember? Well, okay, let's see. Broken pair of spectacles. Well, it did say to come back to this, so... I guess this is the one? Let's see. I guess it would be a profile, wouldn't it? Yeah. It would have to be a profile since his face is shown there. So I guess that's the angle we go with? Yeah.
What angle are you going with?
It's like a broken pair of spectacles. And it's clearly like a singular eyepiece. Although I guess
mean, he is, but also he's he's an old fuck talking about the wireless. So
Yeah.
I don't think that I don't think that it's like it's really gonna help to just be like kind of trying to blast him for describing something and using weird words.
Yeah. His paper in his right hand. Listening to the wireless. Chino. Okay. Let's see. And... so, what are we looking for here? It's the... I'm gonna try pressing this again. Let's try pressing this again to see what it gives us. Spectacles. Dark glasses. Lens. Pair of glasses. Okay. Wait and see if I should challenge him about the spectacles. Okay. So is there something else that was overlooked here, I wonder? We should also take a look at our evidence, see what we have. It's... it is... It's something. It's something resembling that. Yeah.
It is definitely something.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's probably intended as a reference to that.
Most likely, yeah. Like I imagine this game came out like long after Dragon Ball Z, yeah. Over 9,000 objections.
Over 9,000 is just the number of cups of coffee that Godot has drank in the past since the start of the year.
Yeah. I will say, this is also like... this statement is also like the only one we've pressed where... I don't know if it particularly means anything, but like... it is the only one where he's not pelting Wright with seeds at the end of it. I don't know if that's significant, but it is something. Yeah, it was like yeah, 8,000. That's what the original was. But they said something like it being approximately 8,000 or something like that.
Wow, so much weaker.
Wireless. I'll just review these, see what else we can find. Sports paper. Okay. Read the back page. Got some prawn. Okay. The wireless. Earpiece. Okay. Put over the Javachino. Right, his eyes don't lie, even though... and... right hand. Okay. So... I don't know, it seems like... it seems to me like the first statement is... only one that seems to have a contradiction, and even then, it's like... Yeah, no, I'm not sure. Contradiction, even the smallest mistake. Okay. So...
And it is it is a small mistake.
Yeah. It is... Yeah. And nothing really in this points to anything, so yeah, I think it is just the profile. Yeah. It may not help us get anywhere immediately, but it is a mistake. So I think this is where we go. Yeah. It was not.
It was not.
This evidence clearly reveals the contradiction in that statement, Your Honor.
How exactly are the evidence in the statement just now related?
They aren't, are they?
Not at all. Mr. Wright, please think the facts over before making accusations.
I don't think that won me any points of the judge.
So I don't know if it's bait or not that this is the only one where he's not throwing seeds at us.
I don't know if it is bait or not, but it's not this statement.
Okay. So let's try a different one then. Listening to pages, listening to the wireless. Well, like, let's see. Let's try looking at this one again. Wireless. Did we see anything about an earpiece? Well, let's see.
Yeah, he was wearing an earpiece. I think it was. I think it's attached to his eyepiece.
I see. Okay. Yeah, might have been. Okay. So that's not the mistake we're looking for. Right hand. Over the Jabachino. Okay. So... thinking now. Look at my evidence again. It seems to be a really small mistake because... I don't know, I'm still not quite seeing it yet. Like, I have a feeling, but I'm not sure. I'm not
What is
positive.
the feeling that you're feeling?
Well, it's the whole Java-Chino thing. Although that's like, is this just what the old man calls coffee? Does he just call it all Java-Chinos, or is that significant?
Yeah, he's been calling it Javachino. I think it's the only word that he's used for coffee.
Yeah, so probably not that one then. But then there's nothing else that stands out in the other statements.
It doesn't. Yeah, it does not stand out.
Yeah, so... I don't know, I'm not too certain. I'll read over my evidence again, see if that indicates anything. There's handwriting, okay. Yeah, I'll look directly at the evidence if it allows me to.
Like it's not a case of if it allows you to. It's in the icon there. What you need to know.
I see. Like in the just in the icon itself, not the evidence. The check thing.
Yeah, no, not in there.
Okay. Oh. Is it something to do with the sports paper then? I wonder. After rustling its pages. Well, I mean...
Oh, the bitch.
This one I'm also not sure of, because if he was making that much noise, I think he would remember that, right? Like if it particularly bothered, like with the apron, right? He would have remembered something that particularly bothered him. So, but could the same not be said for the paper, the sports paper?
Well, I mean, what more would he remember?
Well, it's the... Oh, about him wrestling his pages. So thank you for the hydrate, I'll do that. Okay. Take another look at the evidence. See what it might tell us. Let's see, coffee cup, lottery tickets, and cyanide prescription bag. Okay. So, let's see. So, look at the evidence, look at the statements. Up with his free hand and took a sip. Okay. So, So, okay, alright. I'll take another small hint from Saffron.
Okay. So it's going to be it's going to be a piece of evidence that you don't need to check Specifically because it's a piece of evidence that you can't check.
Okay. So it's not the sports paper. Okay, we can
Right.
eliminate that. So and okay, so we can eliminate these floor plans and crime photo. Copying potassium cyanide. Getting ticket for $100. Is it? No, well, just based on what we've heard so far, entirely eliminated this, but it seems unlikely. It doesn't seem relevant. So we need to think here. It's an evidence we cannot check.
Yep.
Let's see. This, you know. Yes. I guess the only other thing I would try to ask about is like narrowing down statements. Do I want to ask about that right now, though? I'm not sure. You heard Chuck? This... okay. Let's see. Evidence we can't check, and it's not the first statement. Ticket for $1. Lottery? Maybe the lottery ticket, can it?
As far as statements, I'd say maybe press each of them again and try to keep particular track of the exact information that you get from each press.
Yeah, let's... yeah, we'll try that. I'll press these again. Okay. This paper is a for the sports paper, can't even read without fidgeting. Read the back page with all that rustling going on. Although... how would... You know... I guess you could... there was still a possibility you could have, right?
What possibility?
If he was... like, we thought he might have been, like, sitting across from the victim, but he also said he doesn't sit, so...
I think he was just saying that in the sense of he wasn't really paying attention to where the hell he was sitting.
That's also true, so... I guess it's not entirely out of the realm of possibility that he would have been able to see the back page. Okay. And let's press this one. Let's say for wireless. Read the paper with wireless. Using an earpiece. Okay. Couldn't catch any of it. Okay. So... he wasn't able to read the back of the sports paper, clearly. Wasn't able to listen to the earpiece. How about this one? Features behind. go. Okay. That one... That one, he claims his eyes don't lie. It doesn't matter whether he saw the waitress from the front or the back. Okay. And then this one is... And... rustling the newspaper with his right hand. Okay. Okay. So he had a newspaper in his right hand, kept rustling its pages, and this other statement says the same thing. The newspaper was in his right hand, so his left hand would have to be the free one.
Yep.
So those two statements match up. And this one is just about accusing Wright of never letting things go, and how his vision doesn't lie. So I don't know if that's really anything at all there. Maybe it is? I don't know. And then this other one just talks about oh, you either read the paper, listen to the wireless, or he's using an earpiece. I couldn't hear any of what was playing on the radio.
You're a damn thing.
So I guess so it brings things down to like these two statements, since statement 6 and statement 2, or, well, no, statement 6. Statements 5 and 2 match up, so it's just 3 and 4 left. So which of these is relevant then? Anything go? Yeah. So statement 4 just seems to be... Statement 4 doesn't really seem to tell us anything, right? It just says, or doesn't give us, like, anything we didn't already know, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, he's positive, he saw what he saw, and he's just accusing Wright of not being able to let anything go. That's all that statement really tells us. So that just leaves statement 3. And if we press this, yeah, it tells us paperless and wireless, using an earpiece. Okay, so statement 3, what that tells us is that he was trying to hear whatever was playing on the earpiece, but couldn't. And yeah, that's like... That seems to be the only thing that really stands out, right? Yeah, the other one's just a whole back in my day comment. So... Is there something to this? Is there something to statement number 3 that I'm not seeing yet?
is that actually asking or thinking to yourself?
Well, let's see. I'll look at my evidence first before I make a decision on that. see if I can't piece anything together. Hold on 1 second. Okay, so let's review this one more time. There this, okay. Earpiece. Didn't catch any of it. Okay. Okay. So I believe I've arrived at something?
Yeah.
Could it be on this statement here, present the lottery tickets? Does it... Because, you know, maybe he was listening to the radio to find out if his ticket was the winning one.
I think Gumshoe already said that during the investigation.
Right. But... I guess that's not a mistake, that's a... So I guess that wouldn't be a mistake that Kudo didn't account for in his memory, then.
Yeah,
Okay. So... Was there something else, then? Something else relevant here? Because... if it's not the ticket, then... What else is relevant, then? Let's see. Poison. So, let's see. What else? What else is there to go into then? Alright, I think now I'll proceed with it being a genuine question. Yeah.
you're not missing anything in Statement 3 because it is not the statement that you need to present on.
Okay. So then that just leaves 4? Go back to statement 4? Because like I said, statements 2 and 5 don't really seem to contain anything contradictory. Because they match up with each other. Let's review this one again.
They may match up with each other, but do they both match up with the evidence?
That's a good point, yeah. Let's look at it again. We'll look at statement number 2 again. Rustling its pages. Quartz paper. Read the back page, all that rustling going on. Championship title. Okay. Then we'll look at this again. Cup of this freehand took a sip. Okay. And for his right hand, okay. Okay. This paper in his right hand. but it's not the sports paper. So.
Nope.
Okay. What's special? Poisoning. Look at the crime photo again. See if anything. Well. Contain potassium cyanide. $500 million. So earlier you said something you can't check.
Yep.
As in checking
If you press enter on it, nothing is gonna happen.
and checking anything else won't point us towards the correct one?
I don't think so. Maybe there's something that indirectly does, but it's not. You don't need to rely on that.
Okay. Alright, let's see here then. I partially wonder if I'm thinking too hard about this. Like maybe it's simpler than I think it is, but I'm also not sure. Like, do you happen to know anyone else who was stumped on this?
Not that I've played with. I've been watched played.
I see. Wrong emote, he says. I pass. You don't have the right emote. Damn.
No, that's the right emote. Where we spent the whole trial talking about the ribbons on Bowser's backside in that dress.
Let's see. Not this one. Not this one.
Absolute disgrace what Bowser's wearing.
Bowser got the world hate. Alright.
I call it World 8 the way his cheeks.
This kills the Ruby.
Oh my god, Pass, you missed the most incredible conversation earlier.
Yeah.
Like, it feels like you need to have just actual dialogue from the game just plastered on the stream, just...
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, right now I'm just kind of rereading things, looking at evidence, looking at statements, and drawing a blank so far. It's been a lot. The gears in my brain may be turning, but there is nothing else moving in there.
You want the final hint?
Sure. What's the final hint?
So they go to great pains to not actually say the words directly, but since he picked up the cup in his free hand, he picked it up with his left hand when he drank from it.
Mm-hmm. Right, that is what the last statement implied, yeah.
Yep.
So... Is it necessarily the coffee cup? Well... It does say we can't check it, so... Let's review the final statement one more time. Okay. So... Let's look at it again. Then is it... Covered in the victim Maggie's fingerprints. Okay, so... yeah, I'm gonna go with my gut here. Let's present the coffee cup on this statement. See where it takes us. Let's see. Okay.
Mr. Kudo, do you remember what you were told at the start of his testimony? That this was a way of testing the credibility of your memory?
Now I know. There's nothing wrong with my memory, I tell you. Nothing. If I got anything wrong, I'll eat these seeds and sing the pigeon song.
Care to tell us where this is going, Trite?
According to Mr. Kudo, the victim was holding the paper in his right hand, while drinking coffee with his free hand, which would make that his left.
What is this, kindergarten?
Yeah, so I guess it, I don't know, maybe I really was overthinking it. Like maybe the answer was simpler than I thought it would be.
Yeah, just very indirect.
Yeah. And yeah, the mark, yeah, the little stain on the cup that shows that he drank from it.
But I'd like the court to please take a look at this.
That's the cup the victim used, correct?
Yes, and on the rim you'll notice the mark left by the victim's lips.
Yes, there's a stain left by the coffee.
If you consider where that stain is, you'll clearly see that the victim is holding the cup in his right hand.
Oh, did that not go through?
Oh, yeah, I guess not.
But how?
Well, Mr. Kudo, the court is waiting for your epic performance. You said you'd eat those seeds and sing the pigeon song.
Mr. Kudo, afraid this is simply not acceptable. I think the witness had better go back to the park where he came from.
You think I'm going to stand here and listen to you tell me I'm mad? You're wrong. I don't care about that dirty coffee cup. I know what I saw.
You still insist on your testimony?
Yeah, looking at it again, I can see it now. That only could have been there if he was holding the coffee cup with his right hand.
Yeah, especially since like he died instantly, and there would have been no chance to like hold the cup in his other hand at any point.
Yeah, I can see it now.
That young brat was holding the cup in his left hand. Oh yes, no question. I'm a good law-abiding citizen, I am. It's that dead young hot-button you spiky-haired yahoo who are at fault.
Who, me?
Thank you, old man. We've heard quite enough from you already.
Don't call me old man, old man. Been around for 68 years, I have. You can't ignore me. Listen to what I've got to say!
I'm sorry, Mr. Kudo, but
Sure, why not hear a little more?
Mr. Kudo!
I'd like to cause some chaos today. But this is my 16th cup of coffee. So this is your final stand.
Thank you, Captain. You can rely on Victor.
Left hand or right hand? Okay.
The boy was wearing the earpiece on the same side as the green lens of his specs. He kept fiddling with it all the time. He was fiddling with it just before he picked up the cup, too. And then he used the same hand to pick up the cup, his left hand.
Well, maybe. I would assume that at least some of them are decaf. At least some of them.
Do you know how dangerous decaf coffee is?
We know that the victim was wearing an unusual monocle over his left eye.
It wasn't a monocle, Your Honor. It was a small computer monitor often used by programmers.
A monitor? You mean like a television screen?
See, this is the cool Ace Attorney alternate universe where people don't look like fucking dipshits when they're wearing computer screens over their eyes. The inside of the lens is a screen that displays computer data. It's called an HMD. It's a common tool in the victim's line of work.
You could say that, Ali, yes.
HD, TV, DVD, CD, all these newfangled letters drive me mad, but they don't matter.
Yeah, I also pull down to show the cleavage and tell Ruby to believe in herself.
Yeah.
I know what I saw, and I'm telling the truth.
It's true. He doesn't seem to be lying.
And those are the facts, in good old black and white.
Okay. And we'll rest this first statement.
So the victim is wearing an HMD.
HD, TV, CD, DVD, what does it matter?
It was none of them, actually, but anyway. And you're sure that he was wearing the earpiece on the same side?
No question. I could only see that side of his head from where I was sitting.
Yeah, that's pretty obvious if you look at the floor plans. The opposite table, he'd only have a view of the side of the victim's head.
Okay. Fiddling with it all the time. Okay.
It seems you kept an eye on Mr. Glen Elk.
Oh, I don't think that one went
His
through.
wrist wasn't that good, but, you know. I mean, it was still pretty decent quality. It was getting on my nerves. Wrestling that newspaper and fiddling with his earpiece all the time. And then he went and made all the fuss dying from one sip of Javachino. I wanted to say to him, Calm down, you young brat. Just looking at it made me suddenly speed up my seed eating. I could have choked.
Yeah, and I'm
Yeah,
just...
just like spilling out of the vest. It's really uncomfortable.
And I'm just there in the defendant seat with my my hairstyle in the same spiky hair as Phoenix.
And in this exact animation too.
Yeah. Yeah. So I take it the victim was a walking ball of nervous energy. Just before he picked up the cup. Okay. Yes.
The earpiece you mentioned. Which hand did the victim touch it with?
You're one of those people, aren't you? I know what you are. You're the type that uses your left hand to get things out of your right pocket. Or fastens your left cuff with your right hand. And when the tour guide says, on your right side you'll see the famous blah blah, you're the only one who deliberately looks left. Well, aren't you?
No, I didn't mean...
Obviously he used the hand on the same side of his body that the earpiece was in.
Ow! So, if he had the HMD on his left side, then it was his left hand, I guess.
And pick up the cup. Okay.
You seem very sure of yourself, Mr. Kudo.
Because I know what I saw no matter what tricks you try to play on me.
Looks like he really did see the guy picking the cup up with his left hand. This is a dead end.
Well, Nick, what do you think?
I think the guy's telling the truth. But even so, something's not quite right.
Chuck evidence at him until he breaks.
But if he's not lying, there wouldn't be any contradictions in his testimony, right?
Okay, so we did get a little bit sidetracked, so I'll go ahead and review these first couple statements. HMD. There's wearing the earpiece on the same side, and also slowly sent home for 10 minutes, but with nothing.
I slept.
Nothing? Give me a go with nothing. On the same side. Head. Okay. Side the victim's head. And yeah, okay. It's not that one. Kept filling with it. Or picked up the cup. Press this one. Pressing newspaper, filling this earpiece. Cappuccino. Okay, so... filling with it just before he picked up the cup. Okay. Same hand, pick up the cup. His left hand. So then we gotta look for the contradiction then. See what there is. Okay, so he's insisting that he saw him pick up the coffee cup with his left hand. So I don't think just presenting the coffee cup again will change anything. So,
No.
yeah, so we can roll out the coffee cup. So what's left? What's left? Wearing the earpiece on the same side as the green lens of his specs. Okay. Fiddling with it. Just before he picked up the cup. I think... Yeah, statement 3 just... Yeah, this just... Okay, so probably not statement 3. Doesn't seem to go anywhere. It just repeats what we already know. What we're... Yeah. Fiddling with it all the time. His left, yeah, his left hand. Yeah, so he would have been fiddling with it with his left hand. Okay, so neither of these. So would it be statements 1 and 2 then? I feel like that's what we've narrowed it down to. Charlie's wearing the earpiece on the same side. And this one also says that the floor plans. So from all this, I'm being pointed towards statement 2, in that case. Statement number 2. Putting his earpiece. Let's dying for one sip of Javachino. Okay. Does that really tell us much? Does that tell us much? Alright, thanks for stopping in, Allie.
Bye-bye for now.
Yeah. See you later. Alright, so... Allie says bye. Alright, so let's review these statements. Just before he picked up the cup. Oh, let me see this one again real quick. Yourself. Yeah, so... And like the game does explicitly say like statement number 4 is a dead end. Like he's insistent on that and he's not going to change his mind. And then statement number 1 is supported by the floor plans. Statement number 3, well, that's supported by would have been his left hand, yeah. So yeah, that just leaves statement number 2. Is the newspaper filling his earpiece. Okay. So So for this one, for this statement, now I'm wondering. Okay, let's think about this. What are we missing here? What could we be missing? Let's view it again. Newspaper filling with his earpiece all the time. Let's look at our evidence, see what we have. So from here, I'll take one small hint. Yeah, one small hint here.
So this is all about the earpiece.
Okay, yeah.
Do you have any evidence that would intersect with that?
Well, let's see. Sports paper. Earpiece. Okay. Well, it would be the lottery ticket. Right. It was mentioned earlier, but you know, it does line up with the lottery ticket. $100,500. Although the earpiece. Okay. Yeah, specifically the earpiece, not the lens.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, so my immediate thought is the lottery ticket. So I guess if I were to present this beyond the first or the second statement, I guess the second one maybe? If he's like fiddling with it. Because you need to have a reason to, right? Yeah, so... Oh. It has been 10 minutes, so I'll bring the slug back now. Return. It is probably a good idea to, like, save also.
Yeah.
Times you just gotta do that. Okay. So... Whoops. Meant to do a backspace there, but okay. I guess I took a screenshot.
You screenshotted it.
How did it?
We have proof now.
Yeah, proof. Yes, and then... Same side, okay. So that's, yeah, statement 1 just talks about, like where he was wearing the earpiece. And then this one specifically talks about how much he was fiddling around with the earpiece. So, yeah, I think this is where we present the lottery ticket. Let's go with that. It's not that, okay.
Your Honor, that statement contradicts this evidence.
It does? I don't see anything contradictory.
Huh? Really?
Objection denied.
Accusations.
Whoops, that didn't go so well.
Okay, so it's not the lottery ticket on statement 2. Okay, I know that now. Is there something else then? There's something else I might be missing. Just before he picked up the cup. If it was just before, then would it be more relevant there? But then again, also, could the ticket also be a dead end? Is that another possibility? That's something I have to think about. Okay. Same size as lens, okay. Just before you picked up the cup. Okay, I do feel, I'll be honest, I do feel like a little bit pressed for time. Because, you know, it has almost been 3 hours, so...
So, it is not the lottery ticket.
Okay, yeah, I had a feeling that might have been a dead end. Okay,
It's
so...
something that is more literally, connected to... like, would more literally interact with the earpiece.
Okay. That would interact with it. Okay, let's see. Here we have... Oh, okay, so... So that would have to be the medication then, okay. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Let's try that, okay. We'll give this one a shot. There we go.
I am not sure what the relevance of this is, but... Mr. Kudo, there is something very strange about your observations of the victim.
Did that one?
Oh, I don't think that went through.
What?
You say he was wearing the earpiece on the same side as the HMD.
No question. You can lock me up if I'm wrong. It was his left ear without a doubt. I could only see that side of his head from where I was sitting.
I don't think so.
What did you say?
You're no doubt unaware of this fact, Mr. Kudo. But the victim couldn't hear with his left ear. His eardrum was ruptured. Traces of medication for his condition were found in his ear canal. That's right. It's impossible that the victim was wearing his earpiece in his left ear, because he couldn't even hear in that ear.
Is that true, Captain?
It is.
Pigeon! Pretty pigeon!
Order! Order! Order!
This witness's testimony is completely unreliable. He only saw the waitress from behind, and he claims the victim was wearing an earpiece when we know his eardrum was ruptured. Well, Mr. Godot?
Ugh.
single drop of milk is all it takes to destroy the pure black magic in the cup. This old man is my drop of milk.
Captain, are you calling me a drip?
This is the victim's coffee cup in which the potassium cyanide was found. Mark on the rim clearly shows that the victim picked it up with his right hand.
I'll never back down. I know I'm right. The lad drank his cappuccino with his left hand.
Let me put you out of your misery. Clearly, the victim used both hands. He took a sip with the cup held in his right hand, and then switched to his left. That's what the old man saw.
Impossible. The witness has already testified on numerous occasions that the victim died immediately after taking just one sip of the coffee.
Which hand the victim used to pick up his cup is irrelevant, Your Honor. The facts still stand. With one hand or the other, Mr. Elg drank the poisoned coffee. Like this!
Sadly, Mr. Godot, that doesn't wash. The point of this testimony was to establish whether the witness's memory is credible. And the results are clear. Testimony given by this witness is useless.
I believe it is time to conclude today's proceedings. I am satisfied that the witness is not deceiving the court. To be frank, his testimony is a farce.
You have to be so frank. Take that, you pompous old...
I'm sorry, Mr. Kudo, you can't reach me from there.
Foiled again.
I'm ordering the defense and the prosecution to investigate this case further. That is all for now. This court is adjourned.
Oh.
Wait! If we stop now, where does that leave me?
Leave you, Mr. Kudo?
Thanks to that blue-suited young upstart over there. I'm just a bumbling old man who can't even dot his T's across his eyes now.
How is your bad memory my fault?
I'm sorry, Mr. Kudo, but there's nothing I can do.
I've kept my mouth shut until now. But there's something else the court should know.
What?
There's more?
To be perfectly honest, it might not be anything. But I want another chance. I want another crack at you, you young shark.
Me? He's looking at me like I'm some sort of evil shogun.
Well, everyone, what do you say to one final showdown? The final chapter of this eccentric old man's scrapbook.
Sorry, Gramps. I've already had my 17th cup of coffee.
What have you got to lose, Captain? I'll give you all the Giabicino you want if you come to my house after the trial. I may be 68 years old, but Victor Kudo is still a man.
That's enough, witness. I believe it'll be quicker for the court to just hear your testimony.
You bet. Much, much quicker.
I can't believe this is happening.
You better get ready, youngster.
I get the picture. Just quit throwing those seeds at me, would you? He's got to be using some sort of infinite ammo code with that box of seeds.
The final showdown. Okay.
First of all, I want to stress that this might be nothing. I'm not too sure of myself. The young boy slumped over the table as soon as he took one sip of his Giavicino. Well, the clumsy idiot upset the vase. He knocked it right over. It broke, and the strip of cloth covering the table got completely soaked. Well, how about that? Turn things upside down,
Is that all?
Yes, that's all. I remember it perfectly. Eh, you're doubting me again? You're doubting a poor defenseless old man?
No, we're not doubting you, Mr. Kudo.
Don't you get the feeling there's a question hanging on everyone's lips, Nick?
Yeah. So what, probably. That's all I can think of, and I have to cross-examine this guy.
You're a bird brain, that's why that's all you can think of?
Very well. Mr. Wright, your final cross-examination, please.
Everyone's just like, oh my god, got lunch scheduled.
Yeah. let's rest. And like, I still gotta eat something after this stream, so.
The court generally prefers if witnesses are sure of themselves, Mr. Kudo.
No, noisy brat. I'm warning you, I'm more savage than a macho man right now. You won't beat me with this testimony. This is the final battle.
How? He's chucking those seeds harder than ever. I better be careful.
Yeah, you will die if he hits you too many times. Just heads up.
Yeah. Come on, Nick. Nail him. Javachino. Eh?
The court has already heard that testimony, Mr. Kudo.
I know that. I was just setting the mood. How else am I supposed to build up the suspense,
The suspense?
Yes. Now what do you think? Should I work the audience a bit more?
No. Please continue, Mr. Kudo, as quickly as possible.
All right. Now where was I? Ah, yes. The young boy slumped over the table and...
Infinite bird feet, apparently.
A vase, you say?
Yes, there are vases on all the tables in that place. There are accidents waiting to happen. They're practically begging to be knocked over.
Well, he's right about there being vases. I do remember seeing them, too. There was a vase on the table when I ate lunch there. And you saw the moment when the victim actually knocked over the vase?
Well, it's hard to say. It's a bit unclear. How do you really define?
Okay, I get it.
I heard it break, and the sight of it is burned in my memory as clear as day.
Soaked. Eh? That's here.
Soaked in water, you mean?
Yes, it splashed me on the knee as well.
You said you were sitting at a table across the room from the victim, correct? Yet, the water still managed to splash onto you?
It was cold. I clearly remember it splashing me.
Did the water really make it all the way across to the other side of the room?
Press the last one.
You mean the vase on the victim's table falling upside down and breaking?
The vase turned upside down, and my testimony's turning this case upside down. Really makes you think. It's a joke. I just wanted everyone to hear it. Took a couple minutes coming up with that one. What do you think, Captain?
I'm impressed by your ability to waste time.
Godot hasn't raised any objections for a while now.
I am checked the fuck out, Mr. Trite.
So, you young show-off, with that scrap of information, I'm throwing down the gauntlet. If I lose this one, I'll take it like a man and admit defeat.
He's really giving you the evil eye, Maya. It's you he's looking at, Nick, not me. He's saying, I triple dog dare you to find a contradiction, youngin.
I guess I'll just have to rise to the challenge then.
Okay. Oh. This might be nothing. You know, knock the vase over. Alright, let's review what we have then. Let's review our evidence. The photo again. You know, doesn't really look too knocked over to me.
It does not.
Yeah. Weird, isn't it?
It's
Yeah.
really weird.
Yeah. Upset the vase, knocked it right. Did he? Did he though?
Did he though? Are you sure about that?
Are you absolutely sure? And I assume this is the statement to present on. Yeah. Alright.
Mr. Kudo, this is a photograph of the crime scene.
So what?
Look carefully at the table. The vase is there, intact.
Yeah.
Lost your tongue, Granddad?
I'm no granddad of yours, Hopscotch!
Now! Enough! If you throw any more seeds in this courtroom, the cleaners will be here all night.
Ah!
What is it now?
I just remembered something.
Yes? Go on.
The broken vase. It was on my table.
What?
Well, you see... It startled me when that young lad collapsed. So I stood up. That must have been when it fell over. The vase on my table, I mean.
The vase on your table?
Yes, it was on my table. And that's how my groin came to be completely soaked. It was absolutely not because of the straps.
Thank you, Mr. Kudo. You've certainly earned your kudos for today.
I'd like to ask a question now. Have I been any use at all?
Perhaps that's something you should reflect on yourself, Mr. Kudo.
Wait a minute. If that's the case, there's more. I've got more to say. Oh, yes, I remember something else.
Bailiff, escort the witness out of the courtroom.
Wait! Listen to me!
Well, we seem to have been considerably sidetracked. And I am still not in a position to deliver a verdict. The defendant has not been positively identified as the waitress in question. Additionally, there are two disparities in the testimony we have heard thus far.
The mark on the coffee cup that the victim supposedly drank from with his left hand. And the earpiece which was inserted into his left ear. out of which he couldn't hear.
Oh, Nick, you did it!
I therefore require both the defense and the prosecution to further investigate the facts.
Yes, Your Honor.
There is one more thing before I call today's session to an end.
One more thing, Your Honor?
The witness we just heard from. He is most insistent that his testimony should be of use. So we summarized it accordingly into this statement.
Okay.
You may each have a copy of it if you wish.
Whatever. The prosecution doesn't need props like that.
That was really mad, huh?
Yeah, I would be too.
Very well. Here you are then, Mr. Wright. There are 3 copies. My own, yours, and Mr. Godot's.
Yes, Your Honor.
There's testimony. Great.
You know, just grab a frame for that on the way home.
Yeah, you know.
I'm sorry? This isn't a piece of testimony. More like a 5-year-old's apology.
What the heck are we supposed to do with 3 copies?
That is all. This court is adjourned.
You hang them up like one of those live, laugh, love wall hangings.
Okay. That was...
That was.
It was. Alright, I think that'll be a good spot to call it for tonight.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Understandable, Wolfie. Have a good night. Thanks for
Yeah.
stopping
Good
in.
night.
Okay. So
Yeah.
thanks everybody for watching. I hope there was some part of that you enjoyed. I'll drop these in chat for whoever's interested. And yeah. I am who's live right now? I'm gonna see who we can raid out to. I will be back tomorrow to play some cassette beasts. See, see Chag is going? Is he still live?
Oh.
Is he still going? How long ago did he start? It's been going for about 2 hours. It looks like he's on a there is a background on his screen. Can't seem to hear it. Hold on. We tried changing a different quality. And I still can't seem to hear him.
Damn.
Oh, he's on BRV. Okay, so maybe he's... I'm not actually sure. But I do know we have a couple other people who are still live actually. They've just started. I think I'll raid somebody else tonight. Someone who like adjacent communities have raided before, but I've never raided myself, so I think I'll go ahead and raid Gert. Gert is currently playing Neo Turf Masters. Gert is playing some golf. So we'll go say hi to him. Yeah. Raid Gert DX. Yeah. But yeah, that'll be all for tonight. So everybody take care. Have a good